Oh boy. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And today I'm gonna break down and talk about last night. Absolute atrocious and embarrassing, especially second half performance as LSU lost to Florida State 45 to 24. Before I get into this video, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on social media platforms, DM me, reach out to me, or whatever you need to do, go down in the description box. I got all my info down there, so come get at your boy, yo. LSU falls short, 45 to 24. Game started off with a bang, like first play of the game. Jay Daniels hits Trey Bradford on a wheel route. He gets all the way deep inside, Florida State territory. Then we hit Mason Smith, and it's like, okay, we in business. Eh, excuse me. And we run four plays. I want to say only one or two of them were run plays, and we threw the ball, and we should have knew right there we was in for a long night. We couldn't punch the ball, punch it in. Florida State goes down, score. Keon Coleman, the Opelousas native, goes out there, and which that was just the start of what he did to us. He goes out there and scores. We come back, we tie it up at 7, and then we even take a lead, and lo and behold, basically we up at the half, 17 to 14. We frustrated because we felt like we left some points out there, but overall we feel good. Like, okay, weathering the storm, going there, Brian Kelly, we got really good coach, going there, make adjustments, come out, kick butt in the second half. Florida State goes down, gets a field goal, and we still like, okay, it's 17-17, man. I don't know what the hell happened after that, man. LSU, all of a sudden, I mean, you got drop passes, you got an interception with a receiver falling down, you getting sacked, you can't block up front. Uh, you then on the other hand, you can't cover Keon Coleman. You're starting to get ran on. Jordan Travis is shredding us, and it's next thing you know, it's 45-17. We get a nonsense touchdown at the end with Brian Thomas. I was like, oh, now you want to catch the ball to cut it to 45-24. I'm gonna just go by. First off, I'm gonna start with the coaches. I thought the coaches did a horrible job last night. We were extremely outcoached last night. First off, my thing is I don't have a problem. I'm not gonna be one of these hindsight, people as far as when you don't get the first down, oh, we should have kicked the field goal. No. I enjoyed and appreciated them going for it on fourth down, especially the first one. Second one, maybe you could have considered a field goal, but the first one, you're trying to set the tone for the game. My issue is if it's fourth and short, like fourth and a yard, and you feel like, and look, sometimes you go for it on fourth and short and you get it. But early in the game like that, if you feel like you gotta throw that ball at that particular moment, just kick the field goal, man. Like you can't don't try to out trick somebody for a yard. Like if you don't have the confidence in your offensive line to block and your running backs or whatever to pick up a yard, just kick the field goal, man. That's how I feel about that. But nah, they went for it and didn't get it. Um, Another thing, we have a. I know John Emery was out, and obviously John Emery could have helped last night. But where was Logan Diggs? I just heard that John Emery wasn't playing. Where was Logan Diggs, yo? Why we didn't use Noah Kane in short yardage? We barely used Josh Williams. I mean, where was the running backs? And look, I get it. Florida State has a dominant defensive line, and LSU offensively, we struggle to block them, and we knew we would struggle to block them. But when you going up against such an aggressive front, why not call a screen pass every now and then to make them think about it a little bit? When they coming up and they rushing, it makes them now they have to think. It ain't just rush, rush, rush. Now it's like, okay, wait, okay, let me make sure it ain't a screen, rush, rush, rush. And it was frustrating. I thought Mike Denbrock did a terrible, with the exception of the first play of the game, it was a nice design where you got Bradford out on the perimeter. We never used the running backs like that the rest of the game. We barely ran the ball. We didn't call screen passes. We didn't do anything. Like we didn't help our quarterback at all. You know what I'm saying? Um, and defensively, man, to me, the biggest issue of the night is the usage, of Harold Perkins. This guy was probably one of the best pass rushers in the country last year. And we used him particularly, he spied a little bit, but we used him as a pass rusher. Last night, it's like they're trying to make him this linebacker, which I get it. He's ultimately going to have to play eventually, I guess. But it was he was dropping back a lot and spying a lot. Jordan Travis is not a wild like if LSU was playing against Jaden Daniels, then I get it. Like, yeah, you leave Harold Perkins to spy because Daniels gonna take off a lot. Jordan Travis is not a quarterback that takes off a lot. Like he moves around to try to get the ball downfield, and then it was so many times where we only rushed three and drop eight. Like it didn't give him all day to throw in easy throwing lanes. When Jordan Travis struggled a little bit is whenever we brought pressure and made him have to make quick decisions. And he made bad decisions. The interception to Deuce Chestnut and the interception he almost threw deep in his own territory. But for some reason, Matt House decides like, nah, I'ma just drop back and I'm gonna leave Perkins to spy on him. Like now he's watching Jordan Travis basically while he throws the ball down the field and shreds us up. I just thought it was just a terrible offensive and defensive game plan. Um, the offensive line got whipped, particularly the interior, center guard. It was a lot of people that thought that LSU's best offensive line would be with right tackle Emory Jones playing guard and Lance Hurd, the true freshman, playing tackle. That may actually end up being the offensive line at some point because Frazier and those guys in the middle just got whipped. I mean, Campbell wasn't great, but he's going up against Jared Verse. The interior of the line just got absolutely destroyed, man. And I get it, you don't want to run into that. But like I said, you still could have called some screen passes or something. The offensive line was atrocious. Jaden Daniels was not great. Now look, I'm annoyed with the whole. They got these Nussmeyer fans sitting in the back of the doggone room trying to say, "Oh, you see, put Nuss out there." Like, look, Nussmeyer is not a better quarterback than Jaden Daniels. Now, if something happens to Jaden Daniels to where he can't play, or if he does play, continue to play bad, and Kelly decides to give him a shot, then I'm all behind him. But right now, I'm not. No, like Daniels is better. Did he play great last night? He did not. Had some nice runs, had some nice throws. He missed a couple of throws, but at the same time, you got two critical drops out there last night. If Kyron Lacy catches this 3rd and 6, and when they showed the replay, if he turns around, he had room to run. That could change the reflection of the game. Also, Brian Thomas down the sideline, like if he drops a pass that puts us in business, you know, Malik Neighbors slips and falls on the interception. You know, he didn't play great, but I don't feel like he's the main. Like I don't feel like we got a quarterback controversy all of a sudden. The wide receivers, man, like they did not look good last night. We supposed to have all kind of wide receivers. Malik Neighbors, which Malik is good, Malik is still good. But currently, see, he made one nice play, but he drops too many passes for me, man. He dropped the big one against A&M last year, and he dropped the one last night. Um, Brian Thomas, he made the little play at the end, but it's like he don't really strike me as a receiver that we people need to fear like that. He's just tall. I mean, Chris Hilton, we don't use him. We didn't really use Aaron Anderson in the passing game. He was terrible as a returner last night, which surprised me because I was excited to see him out there. But we didn't use him in the passing game. We didn't get him like a bubble screen or nothing like that, man. The receivers were not good last night. The running backs, I don't know because we didn't see them, so it's hard for me to judge them. We didn't see any of them like that. Mike Denbrock decided that we don't need running backs. It's 7-on-7 football. Defensively, with the exception of Makai Wingo, who was really good last night, and Jordan Jefferson made a little play here and there, but now the D line, I feel like the D line will be improved obviously once Mason Smith is back in the fold. I am excited, however, to see a Wingo and Smith, interior tandem. But obviously, he wasn't there last night. Wingo was great. Nobody else did anything. Like, where are our edge rushers? Especially considering the fact that you got Harold Perkins sitting in the middle of the field and not really rushing the quarterback consistently. You know, where was Savion Jones and these edge rushers? Like we look like we really miss B.J. Ojolari, and Allegheny and them because we didn't have no DN setting the edge or coming around the corner, bending around the corner. The linebackers, like I said, they space made plays here and there, but Perkins wasn't rushing, so I don't think the linebackers was great. In the secondary, corner was our big concern, and obviously it's gonna be a big concern, man. Zai didn't play bad. They didn't really throw his way a lot. Chestnut got ate up last night, though, man. That Deuce Chestnut really got ate up. And Sage Ryan is my boy, man. I love Sage. Sage struggled last night, man. And a lot of people starting to feel like, he should have never been a defensive back. Like because he's so dynamic with the ball in his hands that people felt he should have played offense, but he's a DB and he struggles with tackling at times. Um, great kid, great player, but the secondary was not good last night, man. I mean, honestly, I mean, it is what it is. Like, this is what we have. Last night was the first time that I did kind of think about Corey Raymond a little bit. I'm like, man, I kind of miss the DBU aspect of LSU as far as, now Sage is one of those guys where, he was a big time recruit and we developed him and got him on the field. We need more situations like Sage. Like, I'm kind of tired of dipping in the transfer portal, man, for corners to come in and for band-aid cornerbacks. Okay, come in for this year and slow this down a little bit. Like, nah, like let's get some young guys, some 4, 5 stars that could go out there, develop them and ball, man. Like that's what I want. I miss with this team. And like I said on special teams, Ramos was okay. He only kicked one field goal and kicked 2 extra points. The punting was actually pretty good, and like I said, Aaron Anderson dropping the return was frustrating. He didn't really get much of a return. Um, when we had a chance to return. Um, no, but you got to tip your hat to Florida State. Looking at them, Florida State is good, man. They got a very experienced offensive line. They got some good backs. The quarterback, though, he got some issues, but when he's on, he's pretty good. Keon Coleman is a problem with them now. With Johnny Wilson stop dropping passes, like they really will be a problem. And defensively, they got a D line that's disruptive. Um, they're a good team, man, and they're gonna have a chance to really have a really special season. Another thing I'm gonna say too before I close this video, man, I'm frustrated with our fan base. The ones that actually, in financial position to actually go to travel to these games. Shout out to the ones who were there, but I was in New Orleans last year when we played Florida State, and you would think that it would be a pro LSU crowd, Florida State had a lot of people that ended up getting in that dome, man. It was nearly 50-50 the crowd. And last night was not that. Like Florida State dominated us with attendance booking. Last night was a Florida State home game. Like it was about 80 to 20 Florida State last night, and it was damn near 50-50 last year in New Orleans. So, but you tip your hat to them, man. They beat us on and off the field. Um, we got to regroup, man, but it's gonna be a long, long week for LSU. But with that being said, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Hit the like button for your boy. Give me a subscribe. I might have LSU, NCAA, and content of my other teams throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Go Tigers.